How you doing this Wednesday? My gosh, there's a lot going on today. It is tax deadline day. It's that day in the United States when we all got to take a pop quiz to kind of guess, make our best guess and calculations of how much taxes we owe to federal and state. And we turn the pop quiz into federal and state. And if we got the answers right, we either pay or receive, we pay in taxes or receive refunds. And if we got the answers wrong, we go to jail. Sweet. I only kid a little. It's kind of that way. But I'm sure some of y'all might be stressed about that. If you are trying to cram today and get it in before the deadline, I feel you. Been there, done that. If you filed an extension, so it's still kind of hovering over your head, like the sword of Damocles, yes, also feeling that. But anywho, I just thought I'd come on and check in with y'all. I do have purposes for why I wanted to circle up in here. First of all, I kind of feel like throwing things today. Seeing like the news. I mean, listen, I appreciate AI. I use AI. It does help me in some respects. I'm kind of over the, oh my God, if I'm a company, I can just turn myself into AI and suddenly I'll have tons of investors, even though there's been literally no returns on any of that. Make it make sense. Anyway, but that's kind of where I'm sitting with that today. No, I wanted to go live and check in with y'all, and I'm actually gonna go here and get on my profile too because I want to make sure I have that the live stream here. Because there we go. Because I don't believe I get chats from LinkedIn. I'm going live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and on Substack because I really want to hear from y'all. If you're watching a replay of this, I still want to hear from you. If you're watching live right now, nice. Send me a comment, do a comment, and I will reply to it in real time. Again, I'm having to look at two different sources because LinkedIn's lovely with their API and they don't really make sure that chats carry over into a third party streaming service. I'm using Riverside right now to go live right now, so that's kind of what I'm using. But yeah, holler if you're watching. Would love to hear what you're up to. Probably gonna have to mute this channel. Oh, that's a different one. Ha 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 ha. But so here's the dish. So I set out at the start of this year, I wanted to really test some things. Now, again, it's a test for me. I'm a marketer. I like to test things. Um, I don't really have a parallel universe where I can test myself and other things. I'm also a solopreneur of party of one. So I tend to, and whoever's watching, hello from YouTube, but I tend to, I have to run a lot of stuff myself. I have some help on the side, but a lot of things I do myself. I have my own B2B podcasting and content marketing shop. I've got 4 clients. I do most of that work myself, again, with a little help here and there. I do have AI help me where it can, but I do a lot of that myself. But I set out at the beginning of this year wanting to test some stuff. I wanted to test Substack, which I have. I wanted to test YouTube. And I wanted to also just focus on LinkedIn. So those are kind of the 3 channels that I was focusing on. And I really wanted to go in. I was like, I'll just generate a lot of content. I went in saying, hey, I'm going to do a live stream on Mondays, a live stream on Fridays, and I'll put those behind paywall. But on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, I'll do free videos, a free video each of those days. And I made those topics around AI and marketing, around using Substack, and around being fractional marketing, but also just being a fractional employee. I've come away with, and I did that for about 3 months. I was pretty consistent. There have definitely been some weeks where I'm like, I was sick or I was so busy doing stuff that I actually earn money from that I was like, well, I got to focus on that. Sister's got to eat. And so do my kids and my husband. I've got one kid in college, another one coming up. That's what I was doing. And I was just testing. I was learning about Substack, just trying that stuff out. One thing I'll say is, hello. Hey, Omar, nice to see you. I figured that was probably you because you are a faithful guy. So I appreciate you being there. Um, but yeah, I basically was like, I was like, let me test this out. See if I can stay consistent with it, if I can churn out that amount of videos, how they perform and whatnot. So I've got some feedback, or from the data rather. One, my main feedback is that it's really hard to keep that pace of a week daily video going. Live streams are a little easier because they don't require as much editing afterward. But the recording of videos, then editing them was a bit of a tight turnaround, a bit of a tall order, if you will. So that was quite a lot. Um, I'm trying to get onto my LinkedIn post here so I can actually see if anyone's commenting. Um, okay, doesn't look like it. But yeah, so it's been a lot to do. As I've done all the videos, they've gone on Substack, they've gone on YouTube, and they've gone on LinkedIn with clips. So here's some findings that I will share with you. Short clips on LinkedIn work like gangbusters. Those were really surprising, and I Substack will actually clip those things out for you. Um, and I didn't really mess with those. Like I might go in once in a while and be like, say, well, maybe I want to trim this a little bit. Maybe it didn't really get a whole idea or the full idea, but it would auto post those, and usually it would auto post them like as soon as I published the video because it would do that at the same time. Those really performed well and got some decent impressions and views on LinkedIn for me. Yay, that's nice. Um, Over on YouTube, it has certainly helped to be consistent with posting videos consistently, even on the weeks where I was slow or I was at South by Southwest. So I was doing some shorts instead, and not doing a ton of like video posts, if you will. Um, the consistency really has helped. I'm almost at 2,000 subscribers. That's amazing. But that's helped a lot. I've also found, and I will go look at this, but this how to Substack videos have actually performed really well over there. A lot of people interested in how Substack works, which that's great. I've been learning it myself. Honestly, the videos I've been doing have just been going through how to set up how to do your settings for publications. That's literally what I've been doing. And those tend to get a lot of views. People are asking questions about it, what have you. Um, which I was interested in that because I was like, well, surely the AI and marketing might get more play. It depends on the topic, but Substack was actually taking the lion's share of stuff over there. So that was interesting. But that's why we look at data. That's why we want to look at this and say, well, where's the interest? Where are people gravitating toward? You know, what are they viewing? What are they, wanting to engage with and wanting to digest, if you will? Um, so those are all the things. I'm 100% sold on YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts is a brilliant thing to try for literally anyone. YouTube is such a vast platform. To me, it trumps Facebook, Meta, Instagram, anything because I think it's so cross generational. Everybody knows how YouTube works. Its simplicity as a video platform, the way that it has improved consistently on the features you can use in there, the settings, making things accessible, clipping things out. They've even like I subscribe to TubeBuddy, and they've even had some features come in where I'm like, well, that kind of replaces TubeBuddy. Like they really are trying to help creators, and every platform out there is problematic, has things. YouTube is owned by Google. I've got feelings about Google, not as much as I have bad feelings about Meta. But anyway, that has given me some good feedback and stuff. But here's where I'm going to circle back to my first finding, and I really do want to get y'all's perspective on it. I can't do a week daily video. Oh, and thanks, Omar. I want to show on the stream there. I know about Substack from you, and it helped me a lot here. We only know and use YouTube, so it was good to see a different platform. Thanks. That's great. Because yeah, Omar is one of my faithful viewers, subscribers on YouTube, so I appreciate that, Omar. Um, yeah, I cannot. I realize I cannot make week daily videos, not by myself. And there might be a point at some point where I could pay somebody to edit them for me and take that lift off to where I'm literally showing up to the microphone, doing the show and tell, recording, then hand it to somebody else, let them take it all over. I could probably do that, but I got to pay somebody to do that. I'm not gonna just, you know, I don't have people volunteering to do that for me, and nobody should. Everybody should get paid for what you're good at doing. So it's not feasible. And the reason I say it's not is because remember what I said at the top of the video. I'm a solopreneur. I've got a couple contractors that work for me that I pay, but when I've done these videos, I've done all the editing. I've done all the let's get it loaded up on Substack, optimized on YouTube. Go take care of the captions on LinkedIn. I do all that. Yes, I could offload that and pay somebody to do it. And that is why I was like testing Substack with monetizing it, saying, could I make money off this that would then allow me to kind of turn these out more? The 3 month test, and there's things I can certainly tweak. I had it at like $100 for a year subscription. I could lower that and things like that, and maybe that would get me more subscribers, and I may do that. But I also have to look at saying, well, but I cannot keep up that pace of video creation. I can't do it. Um, what I'm thinking about doing is paring that back to where I make one video per week, where 1 week it's an AI and marketing video, 1 week it's a Substack video, like how to whatever, and 1 week is the fractional one. And keep testing that. And again, I can narrow it down and be like, man, people just really just want to know how to use Substack. Um, and then maybe do a live stream per month, where I just have people come on. We can do an AMA. People can bring their marketing questions or whatever and be like, yeah, I want to know about how this works and what have you. Answer my questions that can make me do my job better or whatever. Would love to help with that. So that's kind of what I'm looking at doing. But that's why before just hauling forth with that strategy, I did want to show up live and ask y'all, be like, listen, yes, data's telling me stuff. Um, but those are the three things I've been testing. I want to hear from y'all. What is helpful? What do you need? And I want to offer this too. Now, those three topics were about AI and marketing, things that I'm learning from AI that I'm doing and then demonstrating for y'all to be like, you can do this too if you want to try it if you're kind of lost, as I have been. Still am a bit. Substack and marketing, teaching how Substack works. Then going fractional, I know a lot about that because I am a fractional person. Um, again, taking care of 4 clients. So that, and they do pay me consistently, and there's no if and or but about it. They pay me, and so I have to keep that up and be diligent about that and take care of the clients that are paying me on time. Especially in these days and ages where so many people, thousands and thousands and thousands of people getting laid off, companies are like, battening down the hatches and, tightening up budgets and what have you. Got to take care of where I'm getting fed from, right? What other things, though, that I'm not thinking of would be helpful to you? What do you need? Now, I'll offer some things. I avidly follow political and cultural news. I am a political junkie. I really stay up to date. I'm way. It's safe to say this, and I'm not trying to be like um, egotistical when I say this. I follow politics way closer than a lot of people that I know. My friends and I'm in a Slack discussion where that's literally all we talk about. It's 90% of the discussion all day, that we talk about politics and current events happening and all the ins and outs. We share resources. We're like, okay, what are we talking about here? What do we think about this? And very frequently, we're like, well, we know we're some of the only people that are dialed in this closely to all this stuff because literally everybody's busy. But y'all, and I'm a weirdo where I always need multiple inputs coming in at me. I sometimes will have a podcast playing in this ear and music playing in this ear. And I'm bringing it all in while I'm working on stuff. It's weird. I don't anticipate everybody should be doing that either. It doesn't always work. But that's how I roll. And so I take in a lot of stuff. So I've dabbled around with like, should I do some more political kind of like guidance or messaging or things like that? Not sure. Scott, I see Scott Brown. Again, I have to see it over on LinkedIn because it won't show me. What's up, Scott? I hope you can see me. But I do see your comment over there. Finally, I hate how LinkedIn's interface kind of sucks when it comes to live videos. Like I had to like wait to see your comment before it would open up like the actual viewer that helps me see it. So thank you. I'm glad to see you here. Yeah, I'm throwing stuff at y'all. Like, is there stuff that you find that you need that you would like it if I made content about it? Again, politics, culture, current events. I tend to be very outspoken. At the drop of a hat, no one has to prompt me to do it about hiring practices, ageism in hiring, the dichotomy, the power struggle between employers and applicants, employees. Omar is over here on YouTube. Would love to know your views on politics. That would be different and add new dimension. It would certainly add new dimension. um, And I'm fortunate in that I do have my own shop. I'm a contractor for a lot of these companies, therefore I'm not in, I'm not super immersed in their company, in their company culture and whatnot. So I have a bit more leeway. Drones. Scott wants me to talk about drones. I have a drone. Did you all know that? I got a drone. I received it as a gift from a leader at T Tech when I worked there. He was like the one person in leadership who actually understood social media, and therefore he understood what everything we were trying to do. And he's actually one of our strongest advocates, one of our strongest critics too. Arthur Nowak, if you're watching this, I am talking about you, but from an appreciation standpoint. But he got me a drone. He bought me a drone. It's a DJI, I believe, drone. I haven't broke it out in a minute. But yeah, it's pretty. But I'm. You might be talking more about drones from the use in warfare aspect, which I don't know much about. But drones are weird, man. Politics would be interesting. I did start kind of dabbling on my own channel. So I've got my YouTube channel, but wait, there's more, MOORE. But I also have my own Rachel Has the Mic channel. And I did post a couple of political videos on there. I had 2 subscribers and I doubled to 4. So I increased my subscribers by 200%, everyone. It was amazing. Um, but when you know that I started with 2 and went to 4, okay, well, it's not that amazing. But yeah, I'm I'm open to it. I kind of feel too. One thing I've enjoyed seeing on LinkedIn that politics has not been such a taboo topic anymore because it literally touches all of our lives every day. If you're a citizen living in any country and trying to work and live during the day, you're political. You're part of politics. I wish there was a different answer there for some people who are like, I'm apolitical. Mm-mm. No, you're not. You can't be. See where I'm getting into it right now, Omar. I hope you enjoy this. It touches everybody. Like it the second you wake up and you've got power in your house and clean water, hopefully. Or making a decision like we've been making the last week where we're like, we need to figure out who's taking what car today because we're not driving our diesel truck right now because diesel prices are expensive. um you're political. It's touching you. It's touching you whether you want it to touch you or not. It is, and you're being touched by it, and therefore and then you touch other people and it touches, so it's very touchy feely. I certainly could get into politics. Obviously, put a nickel in me and I'm ready to go. But yeah, throw out some other stuff. I'm happy to hear any other suggestions. Is there any other stuff? Now, marketing, I've been in marketing for 18 years. 18 years. So long. I've been in marketing longer than my daughter has been alive. Okay. Ugh. And she's a junior in high school. But yeah, maybe there's shit in marketing you want to hear about. I've definitely done social media in the past. That's actually how I got my channel started. It's now, but wait, there's more. It used to be really social. And I got that over 1,000 subscribers by doing a weekly video, which is where I was like, let me get back to that. I actually had that monetized too. I would love to monetize YouTube again. I will say, as I throw my protein bar wrapper away, I find it way easier to monetize on YouTube than on Substack. I will say that very vocally. I just find it way easier. I don't find it to be easy, and I got one paid subscriber, Chris Hutchins, who's an amazing dude. He believed in me right out the gate before I'd even made any videos, and he's like, "Yep, $100, plunk it down on the barrelhead." And I'm like, "Holy shit!" I may give him a refund because I'll be like, well, you paid me for a year's worth and I've literally done videos consistently as I said I would, as promised, for 3 months. So maybe I need to give him $75 back. I think I will offer that. But yeah, so I will do whatever within reason. I just want to be clear, and I'm always very upfront about this. I am not of the OnlyFans genre of content. I am not here for that. Never going to be here for that. I do joke with people about, hey, maybe we need to start selling pictures of our feet to make money because apparently people buy that shit. I have very cute feet, by the way. Even the one where I got surgery to get a bunion removed. But I have very attractive feet. I could do that. That would feel weird though. Maybe it wouldn't be that weird, but whatever. Um, Yeah, so we're talking about drones, we're talking maybe politics. Definitely have been there, done the marketing stuff. What I don't want to be though with the politics stuff, I don't want to be someone. I don't think I could be this. I have seen people where they saw the money, flashing before their eyes if they went in a particular direction with political content, even if they didn't really wholeheartedly believe what they were saying or spouting or selling. My cat is here. Maybe we could do videos with my cat. Um, Maybe y'all would like that. This is Scooter Bill, everyone. I put this blanket here on purpose for him earlier. I think he does not appreciate the fact that I come down here and this is my office and studio. He way likes it when I'm up on our recliners upstairs and he can lay next to me and stay warm. So I think he comes down here to be like, sis, let's go upstairs. What are you doing down here? So I put this blanket. It's something he's used to laying on so that he could actually like be comfortable. But I kind of was trying to test to see if he would like a one of those desk cat beds, but I don't think he does. I think he wants me to leave this desk and go upstairs where he can lay down. Um, he's very annoying. Oh, okay. Now we're just walking around the table. Very good. Are you going to try to crawl behind my monitors like you always like to do? Yeah, okay. Just go back there. So yeah, maybe my cat. Though that's a little hard. He's a difficult co-star. I'm not gonna lie. He shows up when he wants to. It does seem like he likes to show up when video cam is going, unless the door is shut, which I didn't do before this video. But other yeah, he's gonna be an inconsistent co-star. So he might just have to kind of be here when he decides to be here. The cat in the show. That's right. That's right, Omar. Man, I just wish LinkedIn like would tie in over here because Scott's got some good comments over here. Oh, now okay. Bye. See what I'm saying? See, it's like he just walks off set. Like whatever. I don't need to be here. Um. So yeah. What else? What are you struggling with? Is there anything that you're struggling with? And this might be stuff that I don't know about. Other things I don't know. This might be interesting though too. And again, some of these topics I'm like I don't think they're terribly might not be conducive to LinkedIn. Politics certainly wouldn't be. I mean, maybe one in a while I could be like, and here's what I think about this. How politics figures into this topic that does actually have to do with work and professional life. Um, oh, and I think he used the cat box. God, no, I wish I could shut that door. Ugh. Thank God you can't smell. It's not smell-o-vision. It's not Wonka-vision. Um, but so we're talking about politics, things that weren't being conducive. I'm a registered gun owner. I actually I'm qualified to get a concealed carry permit. I just have to go to the sheriff's office and get it. But I'm a gun owner. I have a Glock 48, 9 millimeter. I named it Dirty Diana because fuck that thing's get that I clean it once a month anyway, just because we're in Colorado and it's dry, but I think it's really dirty. So being a gun owner, being a liberal voter who's a gun owner. Oh my God, did we just get into politics again? Kind of. But I also am a gamer. So I'll throw that out there. I love gaming. I'm in a weird place with that right now too. I cannot finish any game. I'm so and maybe it's just how fractured everything around us feels. I really just go with where the mood takes me every day. Right now, I started over Indiana Jones and the Great Ring or the whatever. Um the Great Circle. But recently I was playing what was I playing? Vampire. I was playing Red Dead Redemption. I just go out for days in that one and just go hunt and fish and whatever. And do side missions. What else was I doing? I haven't been back to Expedition 33 in a while. Gaming's hard for content though, because here's the thing is again, I do game, but sometimes I just need to do that and not so I can escape. Don't necessarily want to live stream that stuff. Because you have to be on for that and you have to like engage with people. I way prefer this kind of thing where I'm like, well, you are the center of my universe right now, not a game I'm playing over here on the side. And then, oh, by the way, I got to see what you chatted at me. Right. Do I just do live streams once a week? I don't know. What do y'all think? I could certainly do a live stream. I have no qualms about getting on here. I've seen so one of my content creators I like to follow is Atrioc. Is that it? Yeah. Um, he is one of the hosts of the Lemonade Stand. I highly recommend that. My daughter turned me onto that podcast. It's relatively new. I think it's maybe a year old, if that. Three guys, three blokes. I would say they're probably millennial age, but they talk about economics, they talk about business and politics and current events. And so I like it. It's very educational, but they're very funny. And I like to I feel like they're reasonable on the political spectrum. Like they're able to look at any party and be like, "What's going on?" And that's my approach. I very much am like I'm way more about policies without necessarily being partisan. If that makes sense. I'm never going to be diehard one way or the other because we're all it's human. It's rife with humans, and it can't be that black and white. Omar, I like games and play with my son. I know I've seen your like comments. We play classic games as old as River Raid. Whoa, that's pretty cool. Um, yeah, I saw. I think you guys are trying to build up his channel, which is really cool. Yeah, I don't know. Um, I will tell you, it'd be a lot easier if someone just can we just find people out there and be like, Rachel, I will give you $10,000 and just go make this content. I'll be like, oh my God, the easiest pie. Because then I could be like, I could certainly hire somebody to be like, great, I'll just show up on whatever video I need to, hit record or go live. Once it's done, hand it to somebody and they go do all the things they need to do with it. Because I have that marketing brain. I know that a video is one of the best fundamental foundational pieces of content you can create and then just piece that shit out everywhere. It's like what I was saying earlier about those shorts that Substack generates from some of my videos, and then I have that auto post to LinkedIn, and those tend to do really well. Um, anyway, but yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to hear from y'all. I know people might rewatch this video or watch the replay of it later. You obviously your comments get dropped. I want to see those. If anyway you do have just a $10,000 laying around, you're like, hey, start making content. Go. I will do it. Um, oh, other things that I do currently have this going though. Again, it's a labor of love. I have a monthly podcast called Menopause It because I'm in menopause, or am I? I actually had my hormone panels. They're doing that this week and testing to see how I'm doing. I'm on hormone replacement therapy. I definitely have been perimenopausal, um, though on a technicality, I guess I still am and not menopausal. So just so y'all know, I don't know if I want to. Do I want this on LinkedIn? I guess so. I mean, this is again is real life. If you're to officially be in menopause, you need to have not had a menstrual cycle for 12 months. So I will leave it at that. Um, I could definitely speak about that women's health, Gen X perspective. I've been seeing people ask more and more online, like, did y'all really like get home and then just like go out and troop around the neighborhood? And your parents locked you out of your house until it was dinner time and you wouldn't come home till it was like late and dark. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, I used to come home, let myself in with my key, drop my bags, grab a snack, usually grab the dog, and then I would leave the house and go down the hill to the cul-de-sac and go into the woods by myself with my dog. Um, so I felt a little bit safer saying that. But and there was a dam down there with a lake, and I would play around down there. I would pretend I was an elf queen or that I was an adventurer hiking. I was in some kind of like high stakes stuff, all that kind of thing. So, Gen X chiming in. Omar, Rachel, I play games when feeling tense. When things go out of control, I say to my friends, playing games feels like you are back in control. At least we're controlling the characters in the game. That is a super relevant insight, Omar. Absolutely. You get to choose your own adventure. Even if the game is offering you some, oh, how are you going to react? You just got ambushed, or um another game I've been playing is Star Trek Voyager, into what is that one called? I can't remember the tagline on it, but it's on Switch 2 and it's a resource planning game. So you literally have to plan like which rooms you're going to rebuild, how you spend your energy, what missions you go to. There's a bit of a chance thing too, like it's a little bit of like a, rolling probability and stuff like that in there. But to your point, I've played a couple times through now where I get to a certain point where Belana Torres, who's probably my favorite character in the whole series, um, there's been a couple times where her destiny, it winds up she's not with me anymore, and I'm like, I no, I can't do it. So And to your point, I control the game. I'm like, well, I'm not playing anymore. I'm going to go restart or, start over this checkpoint and see if I can make this come out differently. Well, I get to control that. That's not like real life, right? Or the things going on around us that we don't have much control over. Really good point. You're right. It feels like when you're in that game world, you have more control there. Also, the fact that it is fictional, and it's an escapism. I know that seems that for me that tends to be a lot of why I like to do it. I can literally leave the world behind. I set a timer on my watch, and like after an hour, I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'll go back to work or whatever. Um, but that escapism is meaningful to me. But I am going to I think I'm going to add that into my rationalization of it too. That I think the fact that I can control it certainly is something that appeals to me too. So really good point. It definitely leads to that or is conducive to that. So yeah, what do y'all think? My thought, I'm gonna do a little bit more analyzing. I will not be able to make a video. I should be able to publish a video this week. I did make a video. This one hopefully will be helpful to y'all. It's about how you can use AI to automatically post to an internal channel like Slack or Teams, how to automatically post whatever you've published as a social media manager for the brand. And it'll like, okay, here's our latest LinkedIn post. So rather than having, oh, do we have social? Are we posting to social? And you could be like, yeah, it's what I do here. Yeah. So you're not following our accounts, are you? So you're not seeing any of those. You didn't want to go check. You can actually have all your posts be publishing in a Slack channel or a Teams message or channel. And then you just point people to that. Be like, well, if you go join that channel, you'll always have it. And then do what you should be doing and going interacting with it. So I had Claude Cowork get that set up for me. So it does that every day. It's a little interesting too. I give it permission to work in my Google Chrome browser so I can watch it. It will actually go to the account page and I can see it scrolling itself. It's wild. It's kind of weird. Um, so I'll be publishing that this week. But I would love to hear if there's anything else that y'all think of or you're like, and I'll leave with this question. What do you know me for? Like, when I come to mind, if you like, oh, Rachel Moore posted something, or Rachel Moore might be speaking at this, or Rachel Moore is going to go live, or I'm about to interact with Rachel Moore online or in person, what do you know me for? Like, and I'll offer this as an example. Um, Years ago, I had just moved back to Colorado. I don't think I was still living at my dad's house before I moved out and got into my own apartment with roommates, but as the interim, right? But my we were all over at my dad and stepmother's house. And so it was my two stepsisters and their families and my husband. And my two stepsisters can tend to go head to head a little bit. I've been there with my brother, so it's not out of the realm, right? To spar a little bit in a family setting too. But there was a disagreement going on. And I was there, and again, they're not my sisters, they're my stepsisters. So there's family there, but it's not the historical situation they've had, right? But we're all part of this conversation, and my dad, we were all engaging and stuff, and we got it diffused to where we could all kind of commence with the evening and not have it just where anybody's stalked out or anything. My dad said something to me later. He's like, "You connect people. You're a connector," and I was like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Well, you saw, I kind of read the room." Knowing where and what level of influence you might have over what was happening, and you listened, you found where there might be a thread to pull on to say this brings everybody together rather than separate, and you pulled on it. And it wasn't like you were deflecting or trying to just really flagrantly change the topic, but it's like you kind of helped wrap up what was a pretty contentious topic and segued us into something that was somewhat related but less fraught. And he's like, and you do that. He's like, you can connect people where a minute or 5 minutes ago they were like, we are far as apart as everything. And so I lean into that a lot whenever I think about what I'm out here to do. And maybe part of this too is kind of self therapy too, to talk through this, but it's like I always try to lean into that. Like, what am I doing professionally? What service am I providing? The end game is to connect people with something or someone they would might have not had proclivity to connect with before, and that's what I do. And so that's what I want to keep doing. When we say, "Hey, Rachel, you could do political topics," I'm like, "Yeah, but the goal wouldn't be to create bigger divides. It would be to be like, well, can we agree on this thingy? Okay, now step back further. What about that right around it? And step back a little farther. Okay, is this where we're differentiating? Why are we doing that? And really suss it out. And my big thing is always being like, where are people coming from? There's a reason people think and act and speak and believe the way they do. There are always reasons, um, in their control and outside of it. Omar, thank you for this. I know you're a great friend. You value our views. You talk in a way where it feels like a friend speaking to us. You are a great connector. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, I try. I am not perfect at it. I will tell you that there was an instance of a few years ago, and do y'all have like where you made a mistake and it just lives rent free in your head for years? Um, there was a lady. She used to walk her dog around the block, and she was real chatterboxy, and she could get you talking and you'd be stuck there, kind of like, because you don't want to be rude, but she just want to keep talking to you. And it was she might have been a little neurodivergent too, but she would just like, it was never really connected and stuff. So you just kind of felt like you're like, okay, well, man, I really needed to get inside. I really needed to head somewhere, but I'm here. You're trying to be nice. And there was like a day we were all coming inside. I was the last one into the front door. She was just coming up and started to say something. And I knew, and I was frustrated and I was late, and but I was like I can't right now, and in some way says yeah, I can't talk right now, bye, and I went inside, but it was ruder than that. I know it was ruder than that. um and it just shut her down. I remember even my family was like, geez, and I was like, "Hmm, I know, I just, I was like, but I was like, I gotta go." And I still think back of that as like, that, what a mistake. I didn't need to, whatever it was I was late for. I'm sure it wasn't like a life or death thing. I know it wasn't. But shutting someone down like that, that was not the way. That was not my MO. My, what is it, modus operandi or whatever. It was not the way I typically run. Again, so I say this to you to say I'm not perfect. And that I'd think about that. And there are so many times I wish that lady would be coming around the corner again. I could just like go walk to be like, hey, how are you? How are you doing? How's your dog? What do you got going on today? To make up for that. Um, and maybe I'll never have that chance. So I got to do better where I can. All right. I know I just went deeper on this than I meant to, but that's okay. That's where these go. So, as I said in my caption, my inquiring mind wants to know, what do you need? And I don't say what you want. I say, what do you need? What would just make your day, week, month, an hour feel a little easier, or like, oh, thank God you shared that with me, because now this. Um, I don't want to achieve something so aspirational as to something I heard on a webinar I helped produce today, but it was like someone said, this thing or this product or service helps me sleep better at night. I don't want to profess that I could help you sleep better at night, but who knows, right? Anyway, with that, I'm gonna close this up. I will get that AI video out this week, but I'll make some announcements on Substack too. I'm also potentially I'm going to try out Beehive too, which is a Substack competitor. See how that works. But I'm probably going to dial this back to one video per week. Now, what that video has in it is up to you, or can be up to you. So I'm taking suggestions because you're my audience, you're my people, and whether you chatted with this during replay or live or not, but I have a good eye for like who the people are who consistently say, "Hey, I'm gonna go say stuff on your post." I'm like, "Cool, thank you for that." But I want you to get use out of it and maybe sleep better at night. So I will bid you farewell. I hope you have a good Wednesday. I hope you have a good tax deadline day if you're not in the United States. Um, yeah, maybe she's watching. Who knows, right? I mean, I should never be surprised at who's in the audience. Um, Sometimes it does surprise you, right? You're like, oh my god, you saw that? Whoa. She could be watching, so hopefully she is. But and hopefully you are. Thanks for watching. Give me all the thoughts. Yeah, feel free to reach out to me. I'm literally Rachel has the mic everywhere. So if you're seeing this on YouTube, you're seeing this on LinkedIn, you're seeing this on Substack, or whatever. But I'm also on Threads. I'm on Facebook. Ugh, don't really like it. I'm on X. That's been interesting. But yeah, holler to a girl, and I will reply to you. But thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I hope maybe stuff you do or say or believe today helps someone else sleep better at night. I don't think we can want anything better than that. On that note, farewell.